Friday, your day to reclaim your weekend and your life. I'm Flora with the FloraSageTherapiesInstitute.com, and today we're going to talk about what makes someone a success. Now, I have a question for you, and this is a question that I ask myself all the time and that I ask my clients and my students to define for them. What is your measure of success? Now, socially, we think of someone or we see someone and say, oh, she's a success or he's a success. If they're out in the public eye, if they have lots of stuff, if they have a nice car, if they have a fancy house, if they've got great clothes, if they're in lots of movies or whatever. And we assume that that person is a success. Now, if you think about and ask yourself, what is my measure of success? What will help me feel successful in my life? If you actually just sit and think about it, many times what your version of success is different than what we perceive others' successes as. Like, okay, for example, let's just say that we see Robert Downey Jr. in all these movies and, oh, well, he's a great success. However, maybe, yes, he gets paid a lot of money, but maybe his version of success isn't being in the limelight or isn't having all this money, it's having free time with his family. And maybe he feels like he's not successful because he's spending all of his time in movies. Now, this is just a random example. So what I'd like for you to do is just sit for just a moment and think about what is your measure of success. So, think about your relationships. Think about your career. Think about your bank account. Think about all these little facets of your life. And then think, how will I feel happy or successful in my relationships, in my career, with my finances, with whatever it is that you have? How will you feel successful? What is that threshold or that step that you have to achieve to feel successful in your life? For me, one of my measures of success is time. Being able to spend time with my family and my friends and my loved ones. That is one of my measures of success. So if I have enough resources built up and if I have enough time to spend with my family, I feel successful. I feel successful. So some people want vacations every 3 months, and that's their measure of success. So they'll work for 3 months nonstop and then take a month off. Boom. That is their measure of success because they can say, if I can take a month off every 3 months, that is my level of success. That is my measure of success. And when we allow ourselves and give ourselves the freedom to define for ourselves, not what we think society wants for us, and not what we think society's measure of success is, when we really allow ourselves to define what success means to us or me or you, that's when you can really start to try to achieve it. So if your measure of success is money in the bank, how actively do you go after that? How actively do you save? How aggressively do you save? If your measure of success is producing a book every 2 months, how actively do you produce a book every 2 months? How actively do you work on that book? How actively do you edit those books? If your measure of success is time, being able to take that month off or that, afternoon off, 3 days a week or whatever, how actively do you work towards that goal? So this week's challenge, figure out what your measure of success is and put it someplace on your wall or your fridge or your closet or wherever it is that you'll see it every day, and actively work towards that goal and that measure of success. And doing so is a surefire way to become fearlessly inspired. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, and email. Until next week, I'm wishing you a fearless and fabulous day. Bye-bye.